Welcome to episode 173. This is part 2 of the WrestleMania weekend. We are going to talk about WrestleMania night 2. Let's get it.
Yeah.
And for those who are new to the channel and all that stuff, hit that like and subscribe. Go check out my experience and our rate and review for WrestleMania night 1, episode 172. Opening match, Drew McIntyre versus Seth freaking Rollins. Yo, this match, first of all, Stephanie McMahon opened up the show, and the fact that I could say, because I was there live in a different section, all the way in the nosebleed bleachers. Now, my first experience with WrestleMania Night 1, I feel like I should have started off the show this way.
Yeah.
My experience with WrestleMania Night 1, we were up close near the stage. Awesome experience. That was more about the superstars, the entrance, and we did get to see the ring stuff. But majority of the time we had to look at the big monitors. The WrestleMania Night 2, Sunday, we were all the way in the bleachers, and once again, whatever you've seen in my camera, the photos, the videos, does not do no justice. It was a nice view, very nice view. I wish we could have gotten a better view of the stage, but we still got a good view of it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just fantastic. And obviously this was more about the ring action now, so I got the best of both worlds, where I was sitting. Stephanie McMahon opened up the show, got, check, something I could say. That was awesome. And then the open CM Punk, finally. The fact that I get to see CM Punk, finally, because I was supposed to see him in All Out. That ain't happened. I did eventually seen him when he at an AEW show.
He debuted, no?
No, it was the week. It was the week of All In or All Out when he was gonna face Darby Allin, his return match. So that week, CM Punk came out, so I did get to see him. And then obviously I got to see him at WrestleMania when he was commentary for Drew McIntyre and Seth freaking Rollins. Both men had amazing entrance, and it was a great opening match. Anything you want to add to this, Ever?
Oh, I thought it was a great match. Yeah, the entrances were pretty interesting. I'm like, whoa, with Rollins' entrance, I was like, what's going on? But the fact that the match started with I thought it was gonna be over right there. I was like, oh, this is a squash match.
The first Claymore
kick, the first move was the Claymore. Like, oh my god.
My friend Junior,
wow.
right? My friend Junior. When he saw that, he was like, all right, man. He's like, I want 20 minutes. And he saw that Claymore. He's like, oh look, I'm not ready. He took out his phone to record. And then 1, 2, kick out. He was like, oh my god. He's like, dude, I thought that was it.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, that was one of those quick matches. He had a match the night before. You're like, oh, okay, he lost it.
And Seth Rollins did take a beating that night. He had a hell of a match, wrestled for 44 minutes. I mean, he didn't fully wrestle for 44 minutes. He
was in a match for 44 minutes.
Yeah, he was in a match for 44 minutes, but he took a hell of a beating that night. And yeah, so when he took that first Claymore, we really thought it was over. Yeah. And it wasn't. The match, it was kind of like a video game, going back and forth with finishers.
Yeah, it was like, how many sword finishes do I have in my thing?
Basically, yeah.
Boom, just hit the L1, PlayStation 2, R1, whatever, R1 triangle. Hit the finisher.
Did you just say PlayStation 2?
Yeah, PlayStation 2, the R1.
It was just so weird. Just said the 2 part. Normally people would say PlayStation or PlayStation 4 or 5, but you just skipped the whole generation.
Well, 2's the best, man.
You just the best one. You just showed your age right there.
I know, that's the one I have. I have 2. But yeah, dude, that match was amazing.
It was, and it was a great opening match too.
Yeah, it kind of made the night ooh, it's gonna be a good night.
Are you shocked that Drew McIntyre won? Was he your pick?
No, it was Seth.
Seth. Oh, you thought Seth was gonna
I thought he
retain?
was gonna retain at least one more. I thought he's gonna
Wow.
at least retain it until, because I've been saying for like every pay per view that Damian Priest was gonna cash in.
Right.
I thought Damian Priest was gonna cash in on Rollins because Rollins was so injured. You know, like, oh, this is the perfect
Mm,
time. But then we got the obviously we still got the outcome that I thought was gonna happen,
yeah.
but I thought it was gonna be on
Seth.
Rollins, not
Oh,
on
yeah.
McIntyre. You know. That's
Mm.
probably why I was still pretty good, but like, oh, I thought it was gonna be Rollins getting the beating, win, and then Damian Priest comes out and beats him. But hey, either way, it was pretty interesting the way it ended, the real
No,
ending.
yeah, it was way better. Way better. To be honest, yeah. I had mixed feelings because I was like when True fight because he deserved it. We were chanting, "You
Yeah,
deserve it,"
yeah,
and because he was supposed to have that moment. What 4 years ago?
yeah.
No, when he was in the main event with Brock Lesnar, and he was supposed to wrestle in front of 70,000 people,
Hmm.
and unfortunately, it did not happen. So now that he wrestled in front of 70,000 people in the main event, even though it was the opening show, but it's the main event. It was a main event or semi-main event, whatever,
Yeah.
co-main event. Um, if you're not gonna close out WrestleMania, then you want to open it.
Hmm.
So Drew he got his win, hit Seth Rollins with the Claymore, got the 1, 2, 3, and instead of going backstage, somebody got his little ego get the best of it.
Yeah.
Wanted to go and rubbed it in CM Punk's face. And CM Punk was like, "Why are you bringing me along? Like, why are you dragging me to this? Like, he said it before to so many wrestlers. You guys are coming up to me with problems and you're making me involved with this. I don't know
Hmm.
why, but okay." CM Punk had it, swept his leg, took off his brace. So does this confirm that he's better?
Yeah. It feels like he just like I don't know. Yeah, it just feels like obviously put it back on. Like, why? How do you take your brace off then? Why?
Mm.
But now it's like confirming he's better.
Well, rumor is that we may get CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre backlash for the main event.
That'd be awesome.
So maybe by then he'll probably be 100%.
Yeah, I think it was like
You know,
90% or 80%.
yeah,
You know, like enough where he doesn't need the brace. That's
right.
where.
Because I feel like if it's like let's just say SummerSlam, and it's like, why'd you take off the brace? uh, but yeah, so he knocked them out, not completely,
Yeah.
and then he turns around, blows a kiss to Drew McIntyre's wife.
Ooh.
And as soon as a second later, after he blew that kiss, Damian Priest music freaking hits, comes
Oh
out,
my god.
runs, hits. I thought he hit CM Punk. I was like, why are you hitting CM Punk?
Yeah. Right.
That's who I thought he hit. But it turns out it was Drew McIntyre that he hit
Yeah.
with the briefcase. Tells the ref, I'm cashing in, throws Drew McIntyre. Boom. Choke slam. 1, 2, and 3. We crown now a new world heavyweight champion, Damian Priest, the man who was first picked by Edge to join Judgment Day. And what a ride it has been for him. And since this happened in WrestleMania 38. So WrestleMania 38 is when he joined forces with Edge. I don't believe he was part of WrestleMania 39.
Wow.
And
It's crazy how things turn out, right? Damian
and
Priest is like winning the title at WrestleMania, and Edge is in front of 600 people, 1,000 people in an empty
ooh,
arena.
pew
Weird how
pew.
that works.
Ever's taking shots now.
Just kidding.
No, you're not kidding though.
I'm
That's
not kidding.
facts.
No,
So
well, yeah,
yeah,
one of them
yeah,
made a
it's
one.
facts. Damian
Yeah,
Priest is he won Money in the Bank briefcase last year and he cashed in on Drew McIntyre and he won the World Heavyweight title. And Drew McIntyre blames CM Punk. which is like, no, blame yourself. You should have
The
left.
second I saw him linger out there, I was like, "Oh, he's gonna lose it." Because that was my prediction all along that Damien's gonna cash it in. But the second that I saw Drew McIntyre not leave at all, I'm like, "Why
Mhm.
doesn't he just go to the?" Obviously, he wanted to talk Punk, but I'm like, oh, "Okay, do that, then go back." Nope, he stayed and stayed until CM Punk attacked him. Like, "Oh no, it's happening!" Bang.
As soon as he took out that brace, CM
Yeah,
Punk, and hit him with it,
yeah,
that's when I pulled out my camera.
yeah. You're like, you knew right away. You're like, okay,
I was like, he's coming out.
yeah, and
Because
then
or
bam.
else, yeah, or else, yeah, because like, yeah, sweeping the leg, that would have not meant anything.
Yeah.
And I thought CM Punk was going to leave, but no, he took off that brace and started beating up Drew McIntyre with it.
Oh yeah.
So great match, fantastic. Obviously, Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre, I'm going to give it a 8 out of 10. And then, the Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre, you can't really rate it because it was just a one move finish.
I think for me, I'll give it a 9 out of 10 because I'll include the finish. Because for me, that's still part of the match technically because it was continuous. So eight out
Mm.
of ten with just the match, but then added with the cash in, I'll give it a 9 out of 10 because that's all one moment now. It's kind of
Oh,
connected.
if that's going to be the case, then 10 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're gonna say like, oh, this is all connected together
Yeah.
in one match, in one moment, then yeah, I give it a 10 out of 10.
And basically, with this match, you built like two feuds.
Yeah,
Or
you
three
kind of
feuds because you want Rollins wants to do his rematch. Drew McIntyre wants his rematch, but he also wants a match with CM Punk, and then Damien has a match with Rollins, Drew
there's so many,
McIntyre,
yeah,
yeah,
so
and
many
then you add
stories.
everybody else that's gonna be a title contender in the future. It's
Mm.
gonna story open possibility, but yeah, pretty good
Yeah, because
overall.
you can have Damian versus Seth, Damian versus Drew, Damian versus CM Punk. You can have Damian versus Drew and Punk,
Hmm.
Drew and Seth Rollins. Fatal four-way match.
Hmm.
You know, that's 6 months right there,
Yeah,
and everybody's gonna be okay with that
yeah, and then you
because
add Jay Uso in there. Do you add?
add the Jey Uso, and then you have the whole Judgment Day. You know, so Judgment Day is on fire right now because they got two world champions, Rhea and Damian Priest. Finn Balor is probably gonna have a feud with Sami Zayn for the IC title, and then you got Dominic and JD that probably gonna go after the tag team titles.
There you go.
So Judgment Day is just in a matter of time where they're gonna have all the gold.
Yeah,
And I love that there's no jealousy because there's no need to be for Finn Balor and Damian Priest. There's no need for them to be jealous.
yeah,
Like they're all in this together.
yeah.
Let's see. For the record, Damian became world champion in 9 seconds.
Wow.
Does that beat Kevin Nash's time? I feel like
Hmm.
it does.
Maybe, maybe.
Up next was a fun, entertaining match. The Pride versus the Final Testament. Um, Philadelphia Street Fight. Bubba Ray was the special guest referee, and Snoop Dogg was the special guest commentary. I gotta say, being there live and able to say, get the tables with Bubba Ray, that was amazing. And got to watch the replay of it. Snoop Dogg on commentary was funny as hell.
Yeah.
How was that moment
He's
for
like, whoop
you?
that trick. Whoop that trick. He's like, bro,
Whoop that trick.
I thought it was pretty fun, but I think the botch was kind of what dampened it a little bit.
What botch? Oh, the table
The
break?
table, I was like,
That
ah,
was funny.
man.
That
It was.
added to the match, though. That added to the match. That was a little funny. You gotta admit, that
Yeah,
was a
it
little.
was funny, but I was like, oh, man, that could have been even like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, come
Hey,
on.
if you ever go back and watch it, you can see that table was broken.
Oh, yeah, it was
You look
broken.
back, you like, oh, that table was broken. I thought it was because of Carrie
It's like night
Cross.
one where like Damian Priest yelled at the referee, but she was telling him the ladder's broken. He still went up for it. And then remember
Mm.
how the ladder was wobbly.
Yeah, yeah.
it's kind of the same thing. Like, oh, it's broken, but they put them on there and it broke. I'm like, ah, man. But
Mm.
I'm glad that Scarlett finally got a wrestling move in.
Oh, I remember that because I was like, I remember that when Damien threw out that ladder, I was like, I'm like, bro, why'd you throw the ladder
Yeah,
away?
because it was like
And
bent. If you saw the video, it's
I
like
didn't knew
this.
that. The guy in front of me, he turned around, he's like, oh, that ladder is broken. And I was just
Uh,
like, oh, I'm like, it didn't look broken from where I was sitting.
yeah,
But like, okay, that makes sense. I was like, why are you throwing the ladder away? You need it.
yeah,
But yeah, no, that match was great, man. It was fun. Um, it was like honestly, I wasn't even excited for this match to begin with because I didn't thought how it was gonna turn out. But it was a fun match. Bubba Ray and Snoop Dogg did help.
yeah.
Obviously, I didn't wasn't able to experience it at the first time. But the fact that Bubba Ray was there, he added to the match and he made it fun. When Karrion Cross pushed him and he took out the old ECW
Yeah.
glasses, that was fun. It was a quick short match, and then Scarlett and who was the other girl?
BFAB, BFAB.
BFAB. They had a nice table spot, and I will say this to Scarlett is that the fact that she was the class before me back in CSW and share a locker, well, somewhat of a locker room or backstage with her in a wrestling show, and to see her wrestle and ref her matches in front of 30 people and to see her in front of 70,000 people years later
And plus the
is
people on people watching it on TV. That's
yes.
millions.
So that was great and fun because oh, my friend Junior took a photo with her.
Oh wow.
And he has a photo of Scarlett and 12 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. And I reminded him, and I was like, hey, you remember meeting Scarlett? And he's like, oh yeah, that's right. And he's like, yeah, you got to see her wrestle, and now you're seeing her, not wrestle, but you and at WrestleMania, you get to see her in the match and all that.
Yeah, but a
And
table spot no less too. Not
yeah,
just any spot. She did a table spot.
hmm oh,
That's
that girl
crazy.
crazy in the ring. She crazy in the ring. That's why I'm kind of surprised that they won't let her wrestle.
Now they probably will. They let her do a table spot, so that's gonna be something.
Yeah.
So what do you think about this match now that you have like this like personal attachment too? Because you pretty much like you say you ref her matches. Now you're watching her at WrestleMania.
Mhm.
At like wrestle or like be involved in WrestleMania and do a table spot. Like
Uh, I mean, overall match, I was gonna. I mean, this is including of what I just said about her. I was gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10. You know, the match itself wasn't bad. Scarlett and B-Fab added, their spot was great. Bubba Ray added to the match, and then Snoop Dogg's commentary. Obviously, I watched the replay, so that helped. I don't want to say that helped, but that like it made me more get into the match because of him. Because
mhm.
Snoop Dogg was into it. And when somebody's into it, you kind of like you can feel their energy.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay, I want to experience this too. And I like that. So 8.5, you know.
Okay.
Live, when I watched it live, I was at 7.5. So Snoop Dogg gave it like a whole score.
I'll give it an 8 out of 10.
Okay, that's not a bad score.
No, that's not bad at all.
Up next was my main event. LA Knight. Yeah. Against the phenomenal one. I'm pretty sure I butchered that. That's all right. AJ Styles. Impact Wrestling versus TNA Wrestling. And this had a great build up. This match somewhat delivered. I felt like again it was one of those matches I kind of expected, like a Stone Cold Steve Austin kind of match, with versus The Rock, just back and forth throwing punches. But
Yeah.
they gave us a wrestling match, but it was a good wrestling match.
Okay.
Like it kind of lived up a little bit of the hype, you
Mm.
know. But I'm pretty sure this is just the beginning. This is
Yeah.
just the beginning of the rivalry between AJ Styles and LA Knight. The yeah chants were crazy. AJ Styles' new theme song was all right. I do like the new look. It's kind of like the lone wolf.
Or like
Uh,
the post when he leaves TNA thing or versus Dixie, like
the,
that
the
Bullet Club.
start, the lone wolf, yeah, the no one. back in 2023 because he was apparently supposed to be the new leader of Aces of Ace, but they went with a different direction because what's it called? Um,
Hulk Hogan.
no. AJ Styles, they downgrade his pay, so
Ah,
they obviously that's the
yeah.
reason why he didn't resign with the company
Wow.
because he was the top guy. LA Knight got the win. Was
Oh
not
yeah,
expecting that.
I did.
I thought AJ Styles was going to win.
No, I think AJ's done enough where he's like, oh, I could take a loss. LA Knight, like momentum wise, he still has it, but like he needed a win at WrestleMania, pretty
Well,
much.
Mike, because the thing is, he didn't, AJ Styles didn't win his first WrestleMania. So I'm
Yeah.
thinking like, oh, LA Knight's not gonna win his first WrestleMania, especially against AJ Styles. But no, he defeated AJ Styles, a former WWE champion, a former TNA World Champion, a former NWA champion, you know.
And New Japan IWGP
Oh yeah,
champion
and
too.
yeah, exactly. Oh, I totally forgot about that too. So that guy he has a hell of accomplished. Or I was gonna say a hell of a resume. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah,
He accomplished a lot. So that is a huge win for LA Knight. Yeah.
yeah.
All right. The one match.
Wait, what did you rate this one?
Oh, this one. Ooh, 8.5 out of 10.
I'll stay 8. I'll still
Solid.
say yeah,
Solid
solid 8.
eight. Yeah.
Okay, now we can continue. Like,
Because
okay,
it was a nice short match.
yeah,
It
like you
got to the
kind of
point.
yeah. It's not like you it overdid it. After a while, you're like, okay, just finish it already. But it
Right.
did its job.
Yeah, it did its job.
It was
Yeah.
entertaining. Yeah,
Logan Paul, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton. Um, when Sami Zayn was out there waiting for Kevin Owens, like how Kevin Owens waited for Sami Zayn,
yeah,
I thought, oh, Kevin Owens is gonna win. And
yeah,
then Kevin Owens came out to the logo entrance of the ECW, the old school ECW.
yeah,
So that's how his entrance was. And I'm thinking like, oh, he's probably gonna win the United States title.
yeah.
Logan Paul had a cool entrance. Randy Orton came out. The match was kind of like funny. It was fun, slow pace, but then it started to build up and get serious. Um, anything you want to add to this?
I do feel like it was funny, like they did the legends like entrance, with the legends standing up on the cart or whatever to Randy
Oh,
Orton. That's what
dude,
I
how did
knew.
I
Like,
forget
oh,
about that?
Orton is getting older when they give like the WrestleMania legends entrance with with the vehicle. He's
Yeah.
standing up there.
And
you know.
who was the person who had that vehicle?
What do you mean?
Who was the guy who had that vehicle?
Oh, his dad? Wait,
No, who
no.
picked them up?
Oh, Kevin Owens. Oh, I
Yeah.
think in general.
No, yeah, exactly. Kevin Owens came out. He looked at the ramp. He said, "Nope." Got the car, drove. Randy Orton's music hits. He went back and picked up Randy Orton and
Yeah.
drove together.
Luckily, it
And
ended in a botch. I would have been like, "Oh no!" What if you ran him over? I was so scared. Oh, please, God,
what if he just made a wrong turn and just like fell off the ramp?
that'd be horrible.
Oh my
That,
gosh.
like, oh
WrestleMania's
no.
canceled, guys.
No, but I did like the match. It just I didn't like the outcome. I kind of knew the outcome because they had the
Yeah.
Prime stuff out there. I'm like, oh yeah, and especially with SummerSlam being in Cleveland, I'm like, yeah. I know I still went for Randy Orton in my pick, but I'm like, well, you never know. Orton could win. Like
Yeah.
originally, and then like okay, everything is sponsored by Prime, and then Survivor SummerSlam's in Cleveland, even though he's not from although Miz is from Cleveland, not him anymore, but still, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that's what I knew, but it ended up pretty good. It wasn't just
Oh yeah, it turned out to be a great. I mean, I didn't thought it was gonna be a bad match. I knew it was
no.
gonna turn out to be great. My prediction was right. Logan Paul was gonna win,
hmm
and
I was mad, like come on,
that means
but I was
Logan
like,
Paul. Unfortunately, that means Logan Paul is doing his job.
exactly, exactly. So what would you
So,
rate it?
well, before I rate it,
Mhm.
that guy who was that guy? Speedy? Apparently, that's his name.
I love Speed or something. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
I only see Twitch streamers.
Yeah, obviously. I hate Twitch. I know I Twitch, but it's my reaction. But I just like I felt like one, I was surprised it wasn't KSI, but like
Yeah,
of all people, it was just like, who is
small
he?
guy, small
Yeah,
guy
it,
too.
clearly they're trying to get the younger audience because that's what Logan Paul is.
Yeah,
Logan Paul isn't for us, it's for the younger audience because that's his following base, you know. And I'm pretty sure there's guys our age that follow him and they do. Oh, I feel okay. Um, yeah.
I do like the part where Randy like beat the snot out of him. No, he kicked him.
RKO'd, yeah.
No, kicked him super hard, like a Spartan kick, and then he did the RKO. I'm like,
He
yes,
took off that prime and all that. But I feel like there was other people that could have, could have
yeah,
done it. I mean, I don't know why they picked him. I don't know whose call that was.
yeah,
You know, clearly Logan Paul. It had. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it had to do with Logan Paul.
yeah.
Um, yeah, the RKO was amazing. And then, do you know what else? Another amazing RKO took place when Kevin Owens went for the pop up powerbomb.
Oh yeah,
And Randy
right
Orton
before
turned
the
it,
finish. Yeah, that
yeah,
was pretty
turn it
sweet.
into a RKO. Logan Paul threw him out. I respect Logan Paul a little bit more because he finished the match with a frog splash
Mm,
and
yeah.
not just went for a cheap cover. He like went to the top rope, frog splash, got the one, two,
Mm.
three, and defeated Kevin Owens and retaining the United States title. So I'm kind of curious where the direction goes on from this point
He's
for
gonna
Logan
retain
Paul.
until he's gonna retain after SummerSlam. He's gonna keep it until after
Yeah, I don't think
SummerSlam.
he's gonna lose at
Before
SummerSlam.
Cleveland, before being in Cleveland, no, he's
Yeah,
gonna be
no.
a champion until Cleveland. So
He,
he's gonna have a one,
they're probably gonna do like the longest reign the United States title for him.
which be sad. Who has the longest reign right now?
Dean Ambrose.
For how long? Oh yeah, they probably gonna. Yeah,
Yeah,
they want to break that record for sure. Give it to somebody else. Anyways, well,
yeah,
I give this out of 8 out of 10. It was fun.
yeah. I
Obviously,
give it an 8 out of 10
yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
Actually, this lineup's doing better than the last one. We haven't given nothing less than eights so far. The
Wow.
other ones had like
So
fives
far,
and
right?
sixes. Yeah, but I don't think the rest of them are gonna be any lower than eight. Maybe.
No, the rest. Let's just go straight to it. The
Yeah.
rest is 10 out of 10.
Really?
10 out
Okay.
of 10 in my opinion.
Both matches, Io Sky
Bailey.
and
Bailey and Io Sky, fantastic storytelling in the freaking ring. The buildup of this match. The only thing only bad thing I gotta say was why did Io turn on Bailey? Like she's the reason why you're there,
mhm.
and the whole all because Bailey wants to take credit. Yes, she started Damage Control. She
Yeah.
handpicked you.
You were at NXT. She pretty much actually when
She
you
was
really look at it,
released.
no, Io Sky?
Yeah, wasn't she
No,
released?
no, her contract was up. And
Yes.
they probably told her about the storyline, like, oh, I'm gonna stick around, and they made her champion.
Oh,
She's like,
okay.
oh, okay, I'll resign, because she was gonna go back to
Oh,
Japan. Like, oh, I'll go to Stardom or
I
whatever.
thought she was
Stardom,
gone. I thought she was gone already.
I think her contract was up, but she had the
Yeah.
option to resign. They told her like, oh, we're
Mm.
gonna give you this storyline with Bailey. You're gonna be on the,
She was
you
probably
know,
under that 90 days no complete
yeah,
pause on.
yeah,
Because
maybe,
I knew she was done with the company.
yeah. Then you're like, oh, stick around. You're gonna be champion, maybe. Give it a
Yeah.
year, and she did. she,
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like it was just like, oh, she wants to take control of like, yes, that's what Bailey's attention was when she started Damage Control.
yeah,
Storyline wise was the whole it's us. Like I'm trying to build the next generation. It's, and all that stuff. So it's like,
yeah,
yeah, shouldn't Bailey be the one turning on you and not you
yeah,
turning on Bailey?
right,
But whatever. That wasn't my only issue with it.
yeah,
And but yeah, so fantastic storytelling match. I'm glad that it was them two in the ring. No interference, nothing. They told a good story, and Bailey won the SmackDown WWE SmackDown. I mean, that's the only bad thing. Other thing too, it was like she won a title that she already won. But since you mentioned that the women's title the women's world title.
Yeah,
It's still continuing from the Raw title. I was just like I forgot about that because I thought it was like a new legacy and all that. And that Rhea Ripley is the first ever. That's why I was like, oh, Bailey should go after that title,
yeah,
and have some top babyface go after Io. But I was like, oh, so it's not really a win-win. But the fact that also happy that Bailey got her moment. She main evented, semi-main event WrestleMania. She's part of that legacy with the Force Horsewomen, and also she won the Royal Rumble. She won the title, so it was just like perfect. But once again, this is just the start of this rivalry, though,
yeah,
and 10 out of 10.
yeah. Me too. I think storyline, match wise, I think also. Well, now I pretty much I'm glad they're actually making the Royal Rumble win and the Money in the Bank win like actually worth something more now. Because
Yeah,
last year I feel like they killed it because of but I feel like this year they redeemed themselves. Compared to last year's,
I
the
I
Royal.
I feel like no matter if you win the Royal Rumble, right?
Hmm.
I don't care if I win or lose. Put me in the main event
Yeah,
at WrestleMania against the top title.
yeah. Because the Money in the Bank winner got the opening match because he cashed it in the opening
Yeah.
match. The women's Royal Rumble winner semi-main evented, and then the obviously we're talking about the next match. The Royal Rumble winner
Yeah.
main
And then Drew,
evented.
like Drew McIntyre, he won the Elimination Chamber match.
Yeah, so
To
it's
be
like,
the That makes sense for you to open up WrestleMania.
yeah,
Bailey and Cody Rhodes both won the Royal Rumble, so they should semi like co-main
yeah,
event WrestleMania. You know,
mhm,
it only makes sense. But like I Bailey and Io should have made event to WrestleMania night one, but we already discussed why that, because of the tag team match. So that makes sense. But I'm glad it did not open up the show. That
yeah,
that match, no, that should have been that was a closer. And both ladies had amazing entrances you know. And I also want to say that the fact that I got to see Io Sky cash in as SummerSlam
yeah.
and
You saw her win and lose, pretty
win
much.
and lose live. And I
Wow.
got to see her at Survivor Series too and Fastlane. Oh my gosh, I got to
Yeah,
see her and house shows.
wow, there you go.
So, I didn't realize how much of a big Io fan I was.
No, right?
So the only thing that was missing for WrestleMania was Charlotte Flair, man.
She was there,
Man,
but not on the card. She was
yeah,
backstage.
I know that was the only thing. But Andrade was there. He's married to her, so that kind of counts.
Yep, true.
Now the main event, bro. I
Yeah.
already said 10 out of 10. Perfect storytelling.
Hmm.
The entrance, the build up, the match did not start. They got right into it.
Yeah, they're like,
They
let's
got
go.
right
Pedal to the
into it.
metal. Pedal to the metal.
Spears, crossroads, swapping finishers. Roman hit him with the crossroads. Cody hits Roman with the spear. Cody Rhodes hit Roman Reigns with not one, not two, but three crossroads. Who
Hmm.
comes out? Solo. Solo, Samoan Spike. Kick out. Get up, Roman. Let's finish it, Roman. I know, I know. Okay. Gets up. Samoan Spike. Spear combo.
Yeah.
One, two, kick out. Who comes out? Oh, dude. Oh,
What happened in that moment for you? You're like, ah,
go to my TikTok video.
yeah.
As soon as I already know John Cena's theme song comes out. Check. Got to see John Cena at WrestleMania. Junior, check. Got to see John Cena live, you know? Because everything, the last time Junior went to a WWE show was back in 2002.
Oh wow, way before John Cena. Well, John Cena's barely
Goldberg,
there.
Goldberg's era. Goldberg and
Wow.
Triple H Evolution era. That was the last
Wow.
time he went to the wrestling show.
Wow.
And the fact,
22 years. Wow.
yeah, so the fact that he got to see WrestleMania night 1 and 2, you know, live, you know, he got to finally see John Cena live, even though it's like that he didn't see him wrestle, but who cares, right? You got to see
Yeah.
him live. Um, hits I mean, and plus he hits him with the finish. I mean, what else do you want to see from John
Yeah,
Cena?
right?
You just want to see him rust come out to his entrance, do the whole "you can't see me" and then the AA. That's all you want to see.
Yep.
And he does that, hits Roman with the AA, Solo with the AA to the announce table. And who comes out after that?
The
The
Rock.
great one. And whatever just said, The Rock, the final boss comes out. And this is a moment, bro. I ain't thought I was ever gonna see this moment. And the John Cena's face, his expression was $1 million, bro. $1 million. He like obviously John Cena is a pro, but it's just like I wish people can just like learn from John Cena. People keep saying John Cena matches sucks. Don't pay attention to his face expressions,
Yeah.
his body language during a match. Don't pay attention to the freaking. I mean, you should pay attention to the moves because there's a reason, you know? There's a reason to everything. There's a reason why he was able to wrestle for so long because of the way how he wrestles.
Yeah.
Why am I gonna, imagine you're looking down your phone, right? And John Cena sees that. Do you think John Cena's gonna do a crazy move? You're not even paying attention.
Yeah.
He's gonna, oh, I got your attention now. That's when he's gonna do the crazy stuff.
Hmm.
That's
Hmm.
listen to the crowd. He keeps saying it. Listen to the freaking crowd, you know?
Yeah.
But The Rock comes out. John Cena and The Rock, the great one, bro, face to face.
Yet again, after what,
Yet
like
again for the
5 years?
for the fourth time at WrestleMania. First time, no, five, was it, is it five?
Fourth. It's fourth.
27th, 27th, 28, 29,
And now.
36. No, 32, 32, and now 40. So
Wow.
5 times they shared the ring at WrestleMania. And once again, 4 out of 5 times, John Cena got hit with the rock bottom by
Wow.
The Rock. And then the shocker one, we hear the Shield theme song,
Oh my God.
and everybody thought it was John Moxley.
Yeah, like no, I didn't think that though.
You didn't think that?
Nah, nah.
How was your reaction of hearing that?
I thought like when Seth Rollins said, I forgot where he said it on Raw or something, like, "Oh, I'll be your shield." That's when I'm
Mhm.
like, "Oh, I get it. He's gonna use that. He's gonna use that. He's gonna like try to play mind games with Roman, you know?"
I thought he was gonna dress as the Shield. Said on WrestleMania Night 1.
Ah,
That's what I thought he was gonna dress as.
it seemed more appealing for this one though.
It did. We'll get into that.
Hmm.
Uh, Fortunately, when Seth Rollins got in the ring with the steel chair, Roman got in and speared Seth Rollins
It was
before.
quick. I was like, "What the
Yeah,
heck?"
it was quick. It was
Yeah,
quick because The Rock didn't even turn around. The Rock was looking at Roman and thinking he's gonna come out the end, through the like with the fans,
yeah.
and then Roman just like passed The Rock, and The Rock turns around and he's like, "Oh, Seth Rollins was behind me." Hits
Wow.
him with the spear, and then the lights go off.
Dong.
Dude, when I heard that, because we talked about it.
Yeah.
Night 1, Infinity Wars. WrestleMania Night 2, Endgame. Who did I say was gonna show up? MJF? Nope. John Cena? Check. The third person, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Hmm.
And I'm glad I had that mindset. And I'm glad Stone Cold Steve Austin did not show up because that was a curveball.
Yeah.
That bell, I shitted on myself.
Wow.
Bro, that is truly chills. I like the Undertaker. If Undertaker ever does like a live podcast, live shows, whatever, wherever, if the Undertaker is gonna be in front of audience, he needs to come out to his theme song
Yeah.
because goosebumps, goosebumps. Lights turned off, lights turned back on. The dead man, the Undertaker, is right there in the same ring in front of the Rock. Check. Same thing for my boy. And do you know what was my first match? My first ever match that had the Undertaker. My first ever Undertaker match was him against The Rock.
Wow.
I believe 1999 or 8.
Wow.
King of the Ring for the WWE Championship. It's the same one when Stone Cold faced the McMahon family in the ladder
Oh.
match.
Mm.
Dude, freaking goosebumps. And the fact that was my first match, The Rock and Taker, were my first Taker match was against The Rock, and to see them in this share the same ring,
Mhm.
like you like, and it wasn't like oh months later. It's like once I found out about the found out about WWE, and then like my dad took me to Blockbuster because he's like, oh yeah, I seen those at Blockbuster, and he rented out King of the Ring for me. And like remember, like I know I watched the it was either Unforgiven and King of the Ring. I'm pretty sure it was King of the Ring now.
Oh.
And
Mhm.
because of The Rock and The Undertaker and then Stone Cold Steve Austin, because I remember I was like, oh, I heard of Stone Cold Steve Austin, I heard of The Undertaker. Because remember at that time, they weren't uh they weren't there. They weren't there on the WWE when I was watching it.
Oh wow.
So to see them share the ring at the same time was a crazy moment. The Undertaker choke slam, The Rock, Taker leaves. And then I think after that, we go back to Cody Rhodes and Roman, right? Or no, that's when that was
That
the ending. That was
that was it, yeah. Well, before that, you forgot about Jamie and Jay, and they get
oh
he spears
yeah, I
them.
forgot about
That was
that.
early. That was the before Solo. But yeah, but then we get to the final part, which was like, whoo wee.
The steel chair. Roman has the steel chair. Cody Rhodes on the right, Seth Rollins on the left. He is wearing what go ahead, Ever. Take it. Take it.
He's wearing the Shield gear.
Hmm.
Seth Rollins.
Seth
Oh.
Rollins. The reason why he wore that gear is because he is, well, whatever says, I'll be your shield.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the one thing Roman can never forget? The fact that Seth Rollins stabbed Roman Reigns in the back.
Yeah.
Every time he wears that shield gear, back in 2 years ago,
Yeah. Yeah.
Roman
Their
and
match.
in their match hit him with the steel chair right in the back.
Wow.
Does it again on Seth Rollins. That cost Roman Reigns this match, his undefeated streak, the longest title reign in the modern WWE history
Mm-hmm.
because of Seth freaking Rollins.
Yeah, it's like he's always gonna be a thorn in his side. Always. It's like, hey, don't
And
forget
that
about me.
and that moment it's part of life too. That is part of life too. Because if he just would have just went after Cody, he could have hit Cody and then go after Seth.
Yeah.
But he said, nope, Cody.
No Seth.
Or Seth, sorry, Seth.
Yeah.
And then Cody gets Roman and hits him with 1, 2. and 3 crossroads. And that last one,
You knew.
you
You knew right
knew
there.
it's a new era and I got this and I won. He hits it, covers him. 1, 2, and 3.
Dude, I was shocked. I like screamed. I was like, "What? It actually happened? No way!" I
Finish,
screeched too.
spin it, bro. I lost my voice. Hey, if you're a Friends, if you're a Friends fan, how I reacted was the way when Rachel and Phoebe told Ross, like, you should get this apartment. We're just excited that you're getting this apartment. And Ross went like, that's how I was. Go back to that episode. Go watch my TikTok videos. The only thing I regret was I didn't get my face reaction, but it was just, well, regardless, you couldn't anyways because it was too dark.
Yeah,
Um, but dude, he finished his story. Cody
yeah,
Rhodes, this applies to life, people, you know? And it was a great moment. And the only thing I will have to say ever that sucks is that Roman Reigns started our podcast.
yeah,
We were there for the beginning,
yeah. We were.
the beginning to the end. 4 years,
Wow.
4 years. And I'm happy that we could say that.
Yeah,
So, man, Cody Rhodes finished the story. He left WWE and came back and become champion.
mhm,
And a new legacy, a new reign starts, a new generation, a new era in WWE because this is Triple H's era
yeah,
going forward. And we already know who's next in line, The
yeah.
Rock. Cody Rhodes, we already, like me and Ever just said it. Bailey, Io Sky, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, 10 out of 10. Storyline, amazing. Match, amazing. Entrance, amazing. Good storytelling. And that's what WWE is all about. Good storytelling. Once in a while, we'll have great wrestling matches, but mainly it's the storytelling, what they
Mhm.
do. Overall show, what do you give?
I gave it just for this show 9.5.
I'm going with 10.
10.
A
Nice.
10,
What about like overall WrestleMania this year?
the best one.
Yeah.
Even
So
Jimmy and Jay, it's like that's still history. It's like, oh, you're the worst match. Like that's still history in my book.
yeah.
I'm gonna, yeah. So it's like, you made history. That's all that matters.
Are
You're
you sure the
considered.
Giant Gonzalez and Undertaker match wasn't the worst match in history? Giant Gonzalez and Undertaker? That's worse than that match?
Well, here's the thing. When I watched that match, it was like a replay, and I watched it back like when the WWE Network came out.
Oh wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're gonna go overall, sure. If you're gonna go base of from like the 2020 era, then yes, this is the worst match.
Oh wow. Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
overall, I mean, I will put it's in the Hall of Fame of it. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
not saying like I'm not on ranking it. Let's just put it that way. I'm just saying it's gonna go in that category
Mhm.
of worst WrestleMania with the Undertaker and all that stuff. Because there's
Yeah.
way more like the Undertaker versus the Big Boss Man. You know, I those are the only two I could think of. But you know what I mean? Like it's added to that category.
Yeah.
So it's like saying like Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns is definitely in the top one. It's number
Yeah.
one overall. But like as just as a I would I'm all I'm saying like I'm putting it in the category. So yeah, overall show 10 out of 10. Both shows, WrestleMania night one, Saturday. I'm giving it. I forgot what I
You
gave
got
it.
a 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10, and then 10 out of 10 for WrestleMania Night 2. Both nights, 10 out of 10. So,
Nice.
what will you give it?
Overall, I give it a 9 out of 10.
Overall?
Yeah. Both, I
Damn.
mean, the entire because like some of the matches brought it down. But
Wow.
hey, you can't be perfect, you know. Some of the other matches, but
Wow.
night two definitely was the stronger show, which beat the
Yeah,
streak of WrestleMania's night one's being better show.
you are
So
there. Yes,
every
that
match
is.
was a nine, a eight or above for night two. Night one, we're like we're going five, six, seven. You know, we
Mhm.
pretty much, and then but that's why overall you have to like average it out for me as a 9 out of 10. But hey, 9 out of 10 is better than nothing, better than 0 out of 10.
I mean, well, here and you got to understand
Hmm.
too. I was there live for both
Yeah,
shows,
that's why you're
so I
yeah.
had the goosebumps. I had the emotions. I had the best of both worlds when it comes to views and stuff like that. So, yeah, or best show, definitely a new era in WWE history. So, all right, Ever, take us home,
Right, listeners and viewers, to be it for this episode. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Ever, and this is Ian.
and we are out.
Bye, guys.
Doo doo doo.